So my name is Gloria. I'm 25 years old. I'm from Canada, and I am currently living in Mexico. So for about 23 years of my life, I lived the average North American lifestyle. I went to school in Thunder Bay, which is north of Lake Superior in Canada. I went to Lakehead University and studied geography and mapping sciences and environmental studies, and I always had an interest in the environment and nature growing up. I was always outside, biking around and stuff. But yeah, I think that's what kind of drew me to leave my life when I was 17, and I didn't know where I was going. I went 17 hours away from my hometown, which was Brampton, just outside of Toronto, to spend 4 years there. So that was pretty exciting. That was like my first airplane ride, was going to leave to go to university. So it was a big step at the time. And then after that, I wanted to go and teach in Japan. So I applied for this job with the JET program, and I got rejected. And I didn't know what I was going to do, because that was like my biggest dream ever since I was 13, to go teach in Japan, because my grade 8 teacher was also teaching in Japan for 3 years after she finished school. So I was always inspired, and I always wanted to travel, and that's kind of what brought me into teaching and traveling. So then I decided to take the TESOL course after university, a week-long course, and then decided to apply to jobs. And we were applying to jobs 2 weeks straight, night and day. Didn't know it was going to happen. We got a lot of bad offers. We had racism issues with my friend because she was Filipino, and they only wanted to take me because I'm white, and they wouldn't take her. But I was like, no, we're going together. So we were applying, and then finally we found an amazing offer with an international school, and it was last minute, and they already had started training, so they wanted us to come right away. So in 1 week I had to pack to move to China for a year, and I had no idea what to do. It was crazy, because we had to get our vaccinations, just the visa's a long process to go to China, just everything was insane, just to prepare in 1 week. So then we landed in I landed in China, not knowing a word of Mandarin, but it was an amazing experience, living in China. And after that, I kind of really living in China really opened my eyes to the world. So it was also amazing, because there was expats, and it was a different culture, and it's just I love to live in different places and experience different things. But also it kind of trying to really open my eyes to what the world was like, seeing all the pollution, experiencing it firsthand, getting sick from the air pollution, not being able to see 50 feet in front of me because it's just smog and it looks like an apocalypse. And then not being able to let the children go out to play 50% of the year because of the air pollution. So basically, one day, it was in December, and the pollution was so bad, and that the normal scale is 0 to 300. So at 150, we didn't allow children to go outside, and it passed 150 a lot. And the end of the scale is 300. But this day, which it sometimes gets to this height, but it was at 550. So it's hazardous for everyone's health. The government warns everyone to stay inside. So yeah, you can see it, see anything after 50 feet, and you can just feel the chemicals in the air. And luckily, that weekend we traveled out to a mountain, Huangshan Mountain. It's an amazing mountain. It's like the Hallelujah Mountains from Avatar. Similar to that. It's amazing. Yeah, that was my favorite place in China. But after experiencing the smog, I kind of wanted to change, and I didn't I had an opportunity to stay in China for another year to have a salary increase, but I knew I wanted something more, and I knew that I needed to leave, because I care so much for the environment. That's what I want to be doing. So that's when I decided to move to Peru and live in the Amazon rainforest for 6 months. So that really changed my life. So many different experiences, just living outside for 6 months, and in nature with all the elements, getting attacked by insects all the time, and just just all of it. I mean, it really changes your life because it's hard. It's like survival. It's not it's survival when you're out in the field, when you're hiking 8 hours a day to collect data, and then when you get stung by bullet ants and things like that. Really changes your perspective on life and really like makes you aware of, like, I don't know, just be appreciative of your life. And then yeah, it was an amazing experience though, like getting to study the butterflies and the frogs and the snakes and just everything, and that really changed my perspective on nature and like how interdependent we are, and how important it is to really protect our rainforests, because like they're the most biodiverse regions on Earth, and they hold all of our biodiversity that like holds everyone, besides the oceans. I mean, the oceans of course too, even more. I think they reduce the 50% of our, like they absorbs 50% of our carbon dioxide or something like that.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
But yeah, just these regions with these animals, like we need to protect them, and they're getting destroyed. But every time I like went back home after these big trips, it's like I always felt different, and I always felt depressed, and I was like, okay, like this is not my lifestyle that I'm living in this suburban area. It never like really clicked with me after these experiences. So after that one, I ended up moving to Isla Mujeres in Mexico to teach English for 6 months, which is when I kind of realized the other problem, which is plastic pollution in the ocean, and realized I started to notice all the trash on the beaches and like all the landfill, and see all the trash going in the ocean. And that's when I like really opened my eyes, and then I started seeing all these things on my Facebook feed of like all these animals being like choking from plastic and like ingesting plastic, and all these animals are dying from ingesting plastic. And that's when I kind of realized that we need to change. And I didn't change right away, but I kept seeing these videos of people going zero waste, and like Lauren Singer with her trash jar of like she has a 4-year-old trash jar, which is amazing. And then I found other organizations like One Green Planet, which is like a vegan and plastic free. Like I saw their campaign for Crush Plastic, and like that's when I kind of started to kind of rethink about what's really in my fridge. And I like looked in my fridge, and I realized that like everything I bought was in plastic. So then I started to make small changes, like starting with like I stopped using plastic bags, and I started using reusable bags, and then I slowly made the transition into now what I call a zero waste lifestyle. But I think there's a real, like there's a balance as well, because I've gone to far extremes to reduce my waste, which weren't healthy, and then I transitioned to like a more sustainable. And then now as I travel and I meet so many people, I get to be an activist in the sense of, if I'm with someone, I'll take their leftovers, and it's like, you know, people are probably like think, okay, what are you doing? Like, why are you doing this? But I mean, every little step counts. So like, if I'm with someone, I'll take your leftovers, or you know, or I like to tell people about our different campaigns. Like we had a No Straw November campaign, and we're asking people to just ask for no straws. So small things like that, you know, then they can do, because you know it's a lot to transition your entire lifestyle. And but like every little thing we can do. Like for example, I started selling bamboo toothbrushes and stainless steel straws here in Mexico in the little art fair. And then I sold some stainless steel straws to one restaurant, and then I like actually met a couple people through them, and they were actually interested in buying straws after that, and they talked about it because they saw it at their one restaurant. So like having these restaurants like switch to stainless steel straws, or like even if restaurants can like stop using straws and just like, you know, ask their employees to stop using straws. It's just like small little things, and then people can kind of think about it. And then now I'm kind of on this journey in life where it's like I have a lot of plans, but I mean I'm trying to like live more in flow and live just like moment to moment and day to day, and just really appreciate that, you know, like what we have here. I mean, because we can all get really like depressed. Like, I mean, I'm you know, when you think about all the problems in the world, there's so many problems, but we still need to like focus on like what we can do for the world, and like, you know, there's hope, and there are amazing people changing the world. So to start podcasting and create a documentary once everything lines up, it's a challenge and it's a dream. I mean, but you have to go after your dreams. So
Yeah.
I want to tell people about it, because it's a crazy dream, and like to make a documentary, but it would be amazing to actually share the truth about the world, and like what the state is in, and kind of change your story, and kind of like show up what the solutions are, and like how we can live better conscious lives, and how we can help the planet. Because, you know, if just like a lot of people got together and actually used the tools that we have, such as the internet, to change the world, then we can really, you know, the world is transforming, but it's slow and it's hard to see when you don't actually see it in a reality, because of the location that you're in, or